Hello everybody. I haven't done a video like this in quite a long time, and most of the reason for why I haven't done a video like this is because I've been long-term unemployed, and I have been sensitive and recognized that the types of videos that I've been putting out on the internet might have an impact upon my employability. So I've really pulled back on the religious and opinion videos, and I've been making a honest attempt at showcasing what I am capable of doing, hoping that some future employer will pick up on that I am easily trainable and capable of learning a vast array of skills on my own. For example, this that I'm doing with traditional musical instruments. When I became unemployed, I had a very small amount of woodworking skills, mainly in the area of sculpting. I had not attempted in any time to have or even envisioned I was going to be doing this type of thing. But in a matter of 4 short months and access to the internet, I taught myself enough that I can construct traditional musical instruments, do fretwork and design and build these things, and be able to compete with those that have been building this type of musical instrument for many, many years. It is just part of who I am and what I can do, in that if I set my mind to something, I can learn, I can adapt, and I can be creative. This is what I was trying to do the last few years, the last year or so, and why I've had so many of these instrument videos up instead of doing religious or political commentary. But my dander is up. I've been watching what's been going on in the world, and I've been watching what is going on economically in this country. And I want to make something very clear. The unions out here need to step back and think seriously about where they are in this world. Particularly what I'm seeing in the news this morning about the longshoremen union wanting to do a union strike. There are far, far too many people like me that are desperately looking for work, that have been unemployed for 2 years or more, that would jump at the opportunity to do what they do for many dollars less an hour and far fewer benefits. Where, yeah, this is nice work that I do, I want to bear in mind that I am barely at subsistence living doing this, and if it wasn't for charity, I'd be living on the street right now. I'm fully capable of work. I may be a little older than most of you college kids out there, but I have a lot of experience with me, to the point where most jobs that I apply for, I'm told I'm overqualified for. I'm not qualified for disability. I'm perfectly healthy and perfectly capable of working. Where I'm lacking, though, is the inability to convince an employer that I'm worth hiring. mainly because they're spending most of their time trying to trim their budget and lay people off. There is a desperate lack of jobs in this country. And even though I've been unemployed and I continue to seek employment, I don't count in the government figures because my unemployment benefits ran out months ago. And when the unemployment benefits ran out, I find that I'm no longer counted in the percentage of the unemployed. I don't know where I am at the moment as far as government figures go, but I'm certainly not counted as unemployed by the government. I don't have an income more than what I can do on eBay, which seems to be averaging about $50 a month. And considering I work 60 to 80 hours a week to generate $50 a month, you do the math. I'm basically self-employed at less than 25 cents an hour. And the income that I have that is coming into this goes towards buying the components necessary to continue to produce, where I'm living completely on charity in order to even have a roof over my head and food to eat. Now, how much of a no-brainer is it that if somebody was to decide that they didn't have enough money and they wanted to go on strike, that someone like me wouldn't be right there, Johnny on the spot, saying, I can drive that forklift, I can drive that heavy lifter. I'll be willing to do the job for $5 less an hour because I have nothing and I got nothing to lose. And if you want to stand at the gate with your baseball bats and keep us scabs from taking your jobs, guess what? I need a job. And I'm willing to do what it takes to get a job. And I'm not afraid of union thugs that are overpaid, overpriced, and too full of themselves. There are millions of people in this country that have no jobs at all and are quite desperate to get a job. Far too many for a union thug to think that he can muscle himself into a pay raise. He needs to look at the world around him. That's my honest opinion. I want your job. I need your job. I'm 50 years old. I'm supposed to be at the peak of I'm at the age where I'm supposed to be making my peak income and preparing for retirement, and I got nothing coming in. What do I got to lose? Yeah, that's right. I want your job. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get your job. So when you think that you're going to go out and you're going to muscle your employer into more money, think again. I ain't afraid of you. You got something that I want, and if it's absolutely legally possible for me to get it, I'm going to put my bid in for it. That's just the bottom line. It is what it is. And for you employers out there, I could use a job. I really could. And I don't care what the income is. It's got to be better than 25 cents an hour. It's got to be. It's got to be better than... I'm not collecting unemployment. I'm not collecting welfare. Food stamps are a joke for somebody in my status. I'm not a Democrat. I can't even get a free cell phone from these people. You ain't got it. You need to wake up, smell the coffee, smell the burnt toast. What's next? What am I supposed to do next? Tell me, what am I supposed to do next? I'm out here looking for work every day, and when I'm not looking for work, I'm trying to do what I can so that I'm not a leech on this society. I'm trying to be productive. I'm working hard at trying to be productive in an economy where nobody has the money to buy anything. and the unions decide that they want to strike for more money? Please, I can use that work. You talk about wanting to work for slave wages. I want to tell you something. I'm of Irish descent. You forget what happened in the 1800s. They replaced the slaves with Irish workers. They didn't have to do as much. With a slave, you had to feed them. With a slave, you had to give them housing. The Irishmen worked cheaper than slaves. You have no sense of history. And there are far too many people like me that are out here willing to do your job for you to think that you get to strike for more money. This is some hard times. And what do I have to lose?